All right, welcome to another rendition of Math is Easy, step by step. And like I had mentioned earlier, I'd like to bring a number of different test questions that you will see on your exam regarding finding the zero or zeros of a linear function. This is an example of a function. And these different type of functions require that you do one of two things. You can answer these test questions as I've shown you in previous videos, where you can substitute the value of x in whichever term. Once you simplify on one side of the equation or equation, gives you a value equal to 0, that's your answer. You can do it that way, or a much easier, quicker way to find the answer, because I know these exams are tested and timed, is you can use a skill called factoring. There are a number of different factoring that you can do. There is 5 different factors operations or type of factors I'd like to go over with you in these coming videos. And those will be part of a continued series of videos after I introduce these problems to you first, and go over the inverse operation of factoring, which is performing FOIL. FOIL, that's how you're going to check your answers to the factoring that you've done on your problems, practice problems, test questions. And I'm going to show you how to do that a little bit later. So let's get into some of these questions. Hey, finding zeros of a linear function, right? Which one, A, B, C, or D, will fulfill the zero or zeros of this function? F of x equals 4x minus 12. You have option A, 3, option B, 3 and a negative 3, option C, a negative 3, and option D, negative 3 and a positive 3. So that's question number 1. Here's another question. And each of these questions, if you're going to factor, requires a different style or type of factoring, which, again, I'm going to show you a little bit later on in a number of skills review videos. If you have these skills already, you can go straight to the last handful of parts of these videos to watch me just answering these questions, and you can test your skills that way. Or if you need a review, please watch these skill review videos I'm going to prepare for you. All right, find all the zeros of the function y of x equals x squared plus a negative 7x plus 10. So you have options A, negative 5 and 2. Option B, negative 10 and 7. Option C, negative 5 and a negative 2. And option D, 5 and 2. So that's question number 2. Again, I'll be going over these in detail at the conclusion of the skills review videos. All right, here's a third question here. Find all the zeros of the function expression x cubed minus 12x squared plus 20x. So technically, we're going to set this equal. If it's a function, you need to have it equal to the function of x in this case, and we'll be turning that into 0 in order to find all zeros that work for this particular problem. So let me go back and read it again. I think I may have made a mistake. So find all the zeros of the function x cubed minus 12x squared plus 20x equals the function of x. So you can write that inversely, and you can put that f of x function at the beginning equals, or you can put it at the end. Because I made a mistake, I'm going to keep it here at the end. So you have option A, 0, negative 4, and 3. Option B, 2 and 4 and 5. Option C, 0 and 2 and 10. Option D, 0 and negative 2 and a positive 5. there are 3 answers because there are 3 powers of the x. That's a little hint, hint, hint for you. All right, and then there is one more test question I'd like to give you here. And again, each of these requires a different skill of factoring. And in order to check your answer, you want to perform the FOIL. I'll go over that in just a moment. And so for this last question, there's have no A, B, C, D answers. I just want you to find all the zeros of the function f of x equals 3x squared minus x plus 1. You could work on this on your own. Come on back and check my videos a little later on. And so just giving you a little bit of heads up, I would like to continue in the coming videos in working on how to factor and finding the zero or zeros of the polynomial functions. Example of a polynomial function, x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0. That's where we would have the f of x or f of 0 function. This is just a different way to write setting it equal to 0 because we're going to be finding the value of our zeros for these different equations. And I think the last problem was, yes, an equation. So these are the different type of factoring that we're going to go over in the next handful of videos. I don't know what it is today. I just can't talk. I think my tongue is tongue-tied. I keep stumbling over my tongue, and I just can't talk today. So these require factoring, right? Factoring trinomials. Traditional factoring of the greatest common factor. I'm going to go over each of these in detail in the coming videos. Factor by grouping. That's a different way of factoring. Using the quadratic equation to factor. So sometimes you get to a point where you just can't factor the numbers of your function, and you can use the quadratic equation to find your factoring of these equations. I'll get into that a little bit later in some of these videos, these skill videos. And then we'll go over finally special product factoring, right? So if you took that original problem at the top, x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0, you would factor that down into x plus 5 times the quantity of x minus 3 equals 0. You set each of these equal to 0, solve for x, and you have found your 0 polynomial answers. I'm sorry, you found the zeros of the polynomial function. All right, hopefully this is helping you out. Stay tuned. We're going to be going over FOIL in detail, along with the different ways to factor I just introduced you here. And finally, the last 4 videos will be going over how to answer these 4 type of questions. Thank you for joining me. Hey, if I've helped you, please help me and sending me some stars and some gifts so I can continue to bring these videos to you. Math is easy. Take it step by step.